And what are the strings made out of? You know? Ah, yes, you're talking about the bow strings. So this is the bow, and those strings are made out of the tail of a horse, the hairs of a horse tail.
Exactly. And in the old days, they used to make the strings out of the insides of kitty cats or sheep. But not anymore. but somebody, many, many years ago, thought, why don't we take the hairs of a horse and pull them across the insides of a sheep and see what kind of sound that makes? And
it worked out okay.
They must have tried a lot of other things before that, didn't they? And that's what you do when you're a scientist. You try out a whole lot of different things. Now, Shane said that, actually April said that on the bow you have horsehair, absolutely. But horsehair is kind of like your hair. Feel your hair. Is it smooth or sticky? Yes, it's smooth. And if you took something smooth and you pulled it over the strings of a violin, would that make a sound? Well, if I take the back of the bow,
is it near as loud as when you pulled the front of the bow?
No.
So there's something that we put on those horsehair to make it sticky. And that stickiness sort of grabs the string and shakes it. Alright? So what do you think we put on the bow to make it sticky? What's your a certain type of glue. It might be right. I don't know.
It's like glue. It's certainly sticky.
Has anyone here ever eaten pancakes? Yeah. What do you put on pancakes? And syrup for pancakes comes from a maple tree, right? If you used a pine tree, it wouldn't taste very good. But you would get pine tar and you boil it down and you can get that resin or rosin, which is very sticky stuff. And so when that sticky stuff is put on the horsehair, it's now pulling it. It makes contacts and it grabs that string and shakes it. And that string is then shaking the air around it. And that shaking of air is what our sound is.
Now, if I drop this on the ground, would that make a nice sound? No. And besides, it would probably break my violin. So, we will our dropping experiments.
And we can actually shake other things. We're going to shake them a different way. So if I just shake these, can you guys hear any sound being made by them? Not really. Nothing interesting, right? But if I drop these and they hit and crash against the ground, they're going to make some sound, right? Now, are these the same? No. What's different about them? And what is your name? Alfred. What's different about them? All right. So he made a prediction. So one prediction was that what do you think will be different about the noise that they make? All right, so one will be higher in pitch and one will be lower in pitch. Does anyone else have a different prediction that they'd like to make? And what is your name? Genevieve. So you think one will be louder? All right, shall we try it?
Okay, you first, Shane.
So were they different?
Yes.
And how were they different? And what is your name?
Ashley.
Ashley.
I think what was different about them is that the longer one made like the deeper noise and the shorter one
Made the higher noise.
Deeper, I think she said.
Yeah, well she said the longer one made the deeper noise and then
the shorter one
made the
makes
higher.
it.
So perfect, you got it right on. Now, just like we played the violin, you know how we basically took something sticky and dragged across it? We're going to do the same thing now, except for we're going to just make the rod sticky. Oh, that doesn't sound like the little thing. Hold on. Turn it around.
You know what? And we don't have enough time for everybody to try this, but some of you can try it.
You want to try it?
Very nice.
Just squeeze.
And for some people,
It takes a little bit of practice.
for me, it took a lot of practice. It took me a whole week to learn how to make sound come out of a metal rod.
Yeah, I got a little bit
play
there.
the violin, it takes even more than a week. It takes years and years to get nice sounds to come out of a violin.
There it goes.
Now,
Good, you got a little bit there.
now you said that you expected the long one to be lower and the short one to be higher.
I'd say you nailed it.
Absolutely. Now,